Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my video analysis for the precious metals market. I'm JR. Today is July 13th, 10:06 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll start off with the weekly gold chart. I'll do the gold, I'll do silver, Dow Jones, and the US dollar. Again, I'll try to make it under 10 minutes. So this is your weekly chart for gold. So this is the level here where we didn't want to close below 1167. We did manage to close below that level here on a weekly basis. This was last week. This is the new week. Right, so this candle obviously will close out on Friday of this week, right? So again, keep in mind that every time we've been in this area here, it's very clear that the dips are very well supported between 1131, which was the November of 2014 low, all the way to 1167. So this is usually a zone that we're usually out of it fairly quick. So I am expecting either a move to the upside or a move to the downside, probably either by the end of this week or definitely by the end of next week. So whatever move is going to happen, whether it be a bounce over here and then we see a bounce, which is really what I'm expecting, or a move below here, we should see that within the next week. Okay, the stochastics right now are a bit overbought. The stochastics right now are a bit oversold. Still further room to fall. So again, we're looking to find some support between 1132 and 1142. On my last video, I said that I was looking for support at around 1150. That support held out pretty good. Market came down at 1150 here. This was the level here that I mentioned, around 1150. And the reason why is because this is the level that on a daily basis, we have not closed below this level. Besides this area here, this was back in November 2014. This was the November, the 2014's low. So again, we had to move back down here from a big rally of 1307. We had to move down here, and we were not able to close below 1150. So again, I knew that level was going to be used as a bounce. So it did bounce. It went from 1150. It went back up to 1167. Ultimately, I am looking for a little bit more of a retracement before this market decides what it's going to do. So if the market is going to go below this 1131 key level, okay, I do expect a bounce back up to at least the high 1170 area before we find some resistance and either break out of this resistance. So we're either looking to break out of this resistance or we're looking to do something like this. Let me erase some of these lines so we can get a clearer picture. So again, I do expect a move down here to the 1150. We already saw the little bit of a spike, but I do expect a move back up here to the high 1170 area, maybe low 11 areas. Now, at that point, the market is going to have to decide if it's going to come back down, revisit this area and find support, or if it's going to come back down, is not going to find support. And again, 1050 would be the next target price on gold. Okay, that's your weekly and daily charts here for gold. Let's look at silver. Okay, silver. All right, so you saw the move down on silver. We saw a nice low of 1467. Really, we can take out all these drawings and we can really see that the market is trading within this level, these levels here. This would be your level of resistance. This would be your level of support. Again, big wick on here, and like I said before, any dips below 1550, I do expect them to be very, very well supported. The market came down pretty hard last week. 1468 was the low, and immediately recouped. And actually, on the weekly chart, which is really the chart that I should start out with first, on the weekly chart, I made another big candle similar to here. And I did mention on my last video that I did expect a quick recovery. It just really seems that anytime we fall below this 1550 area here, we are usually able to find really a lot of buyers. And I have some evidence here of some of these buyers. But before I get there, let's finish this analysis, right? So currently trading below this key level here, 1561. Oddly enough, last week we saw that big move to the downside, 1471, and the silver managed to close out the week just above that level that I didn't want to close below, 1561. The market ended up closing at 1558. Okay, Market looks like it's starting to come back down. The Bollinger Bands, we're going to find some support here around 1520. Again, I'll stick to my word. Any moves below this area here will be very well supported. The physical market is reflecting that, okay? That's your weekly chart. Stochastics are starting to move to the upside, so I think this market will find some support here at the low $15 range before trying to make another move to the upside. Obviously, if we're going to do that, we need to see a break of this trend line, this short-term trend. Okay, and this is a trend that we're breaking. So again, last week we saw that move, a nice bounce back up, found some resistance here. This is an obvious level of resistance around this level here. I would say that if we do manage to go above $16, what we're going to do is we're going to call this a false breakdown, similar to this. And the move to the upside should be very, very, very fast. So we need to keep an eye out on this area here, because if this area does not hold, if we see prices go above $16, again, we should see a big spike up to the $17 range. This level is key level. I've said this before. This is key area here. Why is it key area? Because this is really the last high, the last final high. So again, highs, lower highs. This is your last lower high. If you look at the smaller time frames, you can trade it differently, but I'm just looking at these larger time frames. So daily chart high, another lower high. So what we need to do is we need to break this low. Once we break this, break this high. Once we break this high, now we have now we are interrupting this trend of lower highs, right? As far as lower lows, here's your low. So we have a lower low. This was your previous low, and this was your previous low. So we have a low, a higher low, and a lower low again. So again, really confused market, but it does look like the buyers are here. We can tell from these wicks, from these long wicks. Okay, another big wick just like we had here. So let's see what the market has. I think the next week or two are going to be very interesting. But ultimately, let's see what happens. So, right, that's your gold and silver. Let's look at the US dollar. I'm at 7 minutes, so let me try to knock this out in less than 3 minutes. So the US dollar, strong uptrend, broke the trend here. We can see this is an obvious trend here. All right, so let's just draw it from here. No need to go all the way back, right? So there's your trend break here. We had to move to the downside, and we managed to fall just below this level here. So we've managed to fall just below and create a new low below 93.22. And this low was 93.09. So anytime you have a level over here, take out a few levels. So we took out this level of support. We took out this level of support, and we also took out this level of support. That's a really good level. That's usually how I gauge the strength of any levels that I'm buying or selling, right? So on this market here, it looks kind of like a bull flag. So this market might continue to go higher, but I don't expect this level to be taken out that easily. And the reason why I say that is because this level was so strong that it managed to take out 2 or 3 levels of support. So this level of resistance should work against this move to the upside. And also, if you calculate this bull flag, if this is indeed a bull flag, the move would be somewhere from here to here. So you'd have a similar move. So I would think it's probably going to go from here to the highs anyway. It looks like the US dollar. It looks like the US dollar is probably going to trade sideways for quite some time before creating new highs. I personally don't expect it to create new highs simply because this level of resistance was so strong that it took out so many levels of support. So I do expect to find some more sellers in this area here. Okay, let's look at the Dow Jones. Okay. Look at this Dow Jones. Dow Jones again trading sideways. Managed to make another low here, 17.6. So this was level of, let me clean this up actually a bit. All right. So this is your level of support right here. we managed to fall below that, and again a quick move to the upside once you heard that that they were able to find some resolution to the Greek, or at least to set some form of bailout. So still trading within this range. We need to see a breakout above 18.2, and we need to see a breakdown below 17.6. So at this point, you have a false breakdown here where the market fell below this area, clear fall below this area. Looks like the market is going to continue to test this level here, the low $17 range. Did not happen. This is a false breakdown, just like I mentioned with gold. If that is indeed a false breakdown, then you're going to have a big move to the upside, like I said on gold and silver, right? So this is the false breakout. So I do expect to test this level here, these levels. I don't know that we'll create new highs, but I guess only time will tell at this point, right? So there's your daily chart here for the Dow. And the last thing that I want to show is these gold and these silver coin sales, right? This is 2014. This is 2015. So in January of 2014, we sold 4.7 million. This year we sold 5.5. Okay. So you can compare, relatively strong sales for this year. The cool thing that I like, what really impressed me is that I sold a couple monster boxes last week. It just seems that anytime we fall $15.50 or $16, the silver sales pick up, okay? At least on the physical demand, right? So here's July. The U.S. Mint just ran out of silver, and they're going to be out of silver for the next 2 to 3 weeks, okay? This is July sales. This is the 13th of this month, and we've sold 2.7 million. Last year, this month, we sold 1.9 million. So this is not even halfway done, and we've already exceeded last year's July sales by almost a full million. So definitely a lot of demand anytime we fall below $15. The U.S. Mint has run out of silver. Silver, because of this, silver has gone up. These monster boxes have gone up in premiums. Silver Eagles have gone up in premiums by a full $1.20. So last week, what would have cost you 3.5 over spot price is now going to cost you 4.5 plus over spot price, literally overnight. And they're still selling out, right? So great indication that the market is still being supported, that there's still a lot of support behind the silver market. And again, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to sell that much more silver this month because they're out, and they're going to be out for the next 2 weeks. Last time we ran out of silver, the U.S. Mint ran out of silver, was in November of last year. Now, if we look at November of last year in this charts, what do we see? We see that November of last year was the year that we fell below $15 again. So in November of last year, silver fell below $15.50. Market went to $14.30. Huge demand. The market and we run out of silver. So again, I'll do another video within the next day or two, and this is going to showcase not more charts but more articles that I'm going to show you guys. And besides that, I hope you had a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye-bye.